Talking about the emerald ash borer, a bug that can end up destroying ash trees. With us today, the NDSU Extension Forester Joe Zalesnik. Thanks for sticking around. So we talked about none yet in North Dakota, but if you find one of these traps, what do you do from there?
Well, the traps are going to be monitored by North Dakota Forest Service, North Dakota Department of Agriculture, other cooperators throughout the state. But if you suspect your tree has emerald ash borer, please contact your city forester or myself or Department of Agriculture, Forest Service, county agent, because it's actually really tricky to determine, to confirm that that is the insect on an ash tree. There are so many things that can kill ash trees out here. There are a lot of native insects and diseases. There are a lot of harsh environments that ash trees live in here in North Dakota. So determining, confirming that emerald ash borer is actually what's killing a tree is a little tricky.
So what should people be looking for? If they think they might have it, what should they be looking for to then give you a call?
Well, we look for dieback branches from the top of the tree. Ideally, we look for D-shaped exit holes in the bark. And I'll show you here that the actual insect exit hole is in the shape of a capital letter D. It's really interesting.
Here, can you show this to the camera, please?
Sure.
And capital letter D, what do you mean specifically? Where is that at?
Well, I can see one here. There is one right here.
All right, let's get up to that one. You can tell us.
It is shaped like a capital letter D. We got some emerald ash borer identification kits from some colleagues in Michigan, and a colleague of mine from the North Dakota Forest Service, Aaron Bergdahl, pulled his out, and we looked at this. You know, it's a great sample to give people, and there was an actual adult beetle coming out. Yeah, it was dead. I mean, this was already killed, and unfortunately, the head is broken off now. But right there is where the adult was coming out when this piece of wood was cut and dried in order to make sure the beetle's dead.
And so what are all these squiggly lines
The
going on
squiggly lines are the galleries of the larvae. The larvae feed under the bark, and that's what kills the tree. They eat all the phloem out, the phloem tissue. Remember that from biology class?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Sure. And it's amazing what can happen. They can easily, over the course of several years, there can be hundreds of these per square meter, and hundreds of these insects, and they will just totally destroy that tissue, and it will basically choke the tree.
You just answered my next question. So we find this, you guys come out, you confirm it is this beetle. Right. Is there any way to salvage these trees, or you just start chopping down and hope you salvage the rest of what you have?
In this case, it depends a lot how far gone an individual tree is. There are certain insecticides that can be used that are very effective. There's one in particular that's 99+% effective if the tree isn't too far gone. If it's too far gone, the chemical can't actually get into the tree to save it. Unfortunately, there's nothing, there are sprays that can be applied to the leaves. They're not as effective as injecting an individual tree. You know, a lot of people have been saying, hey, that polar vortex of last winter was going to kill them. And it knocked them back. It knocked them back. They actually killed about 2/3 of the ones they were finding in the Twin Cities, which is great. So locally, it's going to take some time to build that population back up. But again, it's just one load of firewood away from being here.
And let's go back to the firewood piece. So it's very important that, hey, if you're going out there using firewood, you should keep it local.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit more about that. We got 60 seconds.
Okay. At least in Minnesota, if you're going to you can't bring in firewood to the state parks unless it's been certified, I believe, by their DNR, and there are some specific tags that will be on the firewood. In North Dakota, there are no specific regulations. There are very few specific regulations, I should say. It's mostly encouraged for people to bring only local firewood or buy local firewood. The North Dakota Forest Service will actually provide you with your first bundle of firewood if you're on their campgrounds. If you're on the Army Corps of Engineers campgrounds, they require firewood to come from within 100 miles.
Wow. Yeah. Joe Zalesnik, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. NDSU Extension Forestry, great stuff. Again, if you have any sort of inclination, hey, I might have one of these in one of my ash trees, please do yourself a favor, give him a call. Stay with us. Much more coming up right here on North Dakota Today. We'll be right back right after.